Hey everyone, let's solve the second question from weekly contest 314, that is find the original array of prefix OR. You are given an integer array pref of size n, find and return the array ar of size n that satisfies pref I is equal to array 0, array 1, XOR till array I. Now let's understand this with this example. So the question is essentially saying that we had an array called r, right? We had some values in it. Let's say a1, a2, a3, a4, a5. So the first values are equal. Then we have obtained this element by XORing these two. We obtained this element by XORing all these three elements. We obtained this value by XORing all four elements. And after XORing these elements, we obtained 1. So right, so this is how we have created pref array from this array, right? Now our task in the question is that we are given this pref array already and we have to form this array, right, which was used to create the pref array, right? So let's see how we'll solve it. It can be solved if you know one property of solves. Let's see what that property is. Let's say we have two numbers x and y, right? Let's say x or y is equal to z, right? So if we write something like this, all of these three are valid equalities, right? So we will use this property to solve this question. So let's see how we'll use this property. So let's again form our array, right? So we have values a1, a2, a3, a4, a5, right? So first element is basically a1 is equal to 5 only. Now 2 is obtained by XORing a1 and a2, right? 0 is obtained by XORing a1, a2 and a3. 3 is obtained by XORing a1, a2, a3, a4, and similarly 1 is also obtained this way only, a1 XOR, a2 XOR, a3 XOR, a4 XOR, a5, right? So now we have a1 is equal to 5 already because first element will be always equal. Now when we have this, can we rearrange this and say a1 XOR 2 will be equal to a2, right? We can say this and we know the value of a1. Now we know a2 also, right? Now we know the value of a1 XOR a2. So we will use that value in a1 XOR a2 and we will XOR it with a3, right? So can we say a3 can be obtained by doing a1 XOR a2 XOR 0? But we already saw that if we do a1 XOR a2, that is essentially 2, right? So can we say we obtained it by using this? So if we want to obtain this array, if you are seeing the pattern, we can all we are doing is we are XORing these two elements, right? So we get a2. Then we will XOR these two elements, we will get a3, because this is actually the XOR of these two elements, right? We've got a3. Then 0 is the XOR of these three elements, right? So to get a4, we will XOR it with 3, right? We have now noticed that we have used the property that we discussed before, right? So we can simply do it by XORing all the pairs inside of it, right? That is how we will obtain our array R, right? So one way to do it is forming another array, right? Let's say ans, and then storing the values in it. But this time we'll do it in O1 time complexity, right? We will make the changes in the pref array only, right? And we will return the pref array. So how will we do that? So what we have to basically do is we have to take these two values, right? One previous value and the current pref value, and that is how we have to calculate it, right? So let's see the code part of it to understand it better. So basically we are taking the previous element in x, then we have taken another variable which stores the current value of it, and then we update the pref of I as temp xor x, right? These two values, right? And then we are storing the temp value in x again, right, for the previous one, right? So basically what we are doing, we are storing 2 in it so that we will use it for the next iteration to XOR it with 0, and after making all the changes we will return the pref array.